easier to keep their attention, okay, if they're not having to battle the sun. And if you do so, just make it really quick, okay, because they're not going to listen to you for too long. Okay, let's go through, let's look at the field, okay. So, those are the goals. They're about 2 yards across, and this area, let's see, how will I refer to it? This is the end line of the field, okay? And then this line here, about 6 yards up from the end line, is called the goal area, or something like that, okay? In our version of 3 versus 3 Supermod, there's no goalkeeper, okay? So really what this serves as is just kind of this is something that exists at all levels of soccer as they go up. It's shaped a little differently. There's some channels on the sides, but there is some sort of a goal area in all levels of soccer. And so what this is on a goal kick, the kids can come out as far as this line of cones and set the ball down and kick it out. Okay. There's one down at the other end for the other team, and then there's Team B is going to give you enough cones, I believe. They'll also have 2 cones at the midline. Now the cones, these triangles are mine, and I brought them out because I don't have any of the other kind of cones. You guys are going to get the normal about 9-inch high cones, okay? And you'll get about 14 of these kind of disc cones, or WAS markers. WAS marker is a brand name, like Kleenex is for tissue. A lot of people call them WAS markers. So, okay, first of all, let's talk about inbounds versus out of bounds, okay? Because this will come up a lot. The kids will have trouble keeping the ball on the field, okay? Before I get into that, here I faced you guys into the sun, but I'll do it anyway. I actually coached my own Supermod team for the first time last fall, and I did learn something. My wife and I, who've been coaching for years and years and years, kept on telling the kids about lines. Come on guys, all right, go stand on that line over there. And they had the hardest time doing it because there's actually, you know what, I realized there's no actual lines, okay? Adults are okay with this representation of lines, but we're not able to actually line out 14 little Supermod fields, so we do these hatch marks out here and put our cones down on it, okay? But in the game of soccer, there's a line, you know, running, this is a sideline running up and down the field, and it's, you know, 3 or 4 inches wide, okay? In the game of soccer, unlike football or basketball, the ball is in play anytime it's on the line. It's only out of play once the whole ball is across the whole line, okay? Which can be difficult to decipher, okay? And what I want you guys to do is, in the game, okay, stop the game if you're sure that it goes all the way over. If you're unsure or if it's close, let the game go, okay? Because trust me, there will be enough stoppages in the game, okay? They have a hard time keeping the ball on the field, okay? You know, which is why we're always working with the little individual skills. Okay, so if the ball's over here and some kid actually, you know, comes out here and maybe it is, maybe it isn't, well, just let the game go. Okay, err on the side of letting that game go. Okay, but I would try and be as consistent as you can be in your vocabulary. Okay, that's an end line across the end of the field. These are side lines, and they're often called touch lines. So pick your own. It might be easiest to say sideline at this age. Okay, there's, you know, still leftovers in common soccer lingo from the British, and they call it a touch line. And when the ball goes across, it's gone into touch, meaning that's where you can handle the ball. Okay, and restart with a throw-in. Okay, kids, yeah, that might be too much. Okay, so just say a sideline, and the ball has gone out of bounds, and the game then has to be restarted. Okay, this is a line that goes all the way up to the sky, okay? It's like this, all right? So this is out, okay? And this is in, all right? Any questions about that? Okay, so hopefully you don't have to really deal with that very much. When As far as who gets to restart play, that part is like basketball. Okay, if I have the ball and I'm the last one to touch it, the other team gets a throw in from this point. Okay, to restart play. All right, and a throw in, the easiest way is not. Am I showing up on that, or should I go somewhere else?
No, this is fine.
Okay, the easiest. Then let me have you guys mouth face into the sun. I'll come over here. Okay, so let's say the ball's gone out of bounds and it's a purple team throw-in. Okay? The throw-in is meant as a way of restarting play, so there's all these rules restricting how you throw the ball in. Okay, which in some ways makes it easier for kids to do, but it's not, what I'm saying is it's not meant as a weapon. Okay? If it was meant as a weapon in the game of soccer, they would allow this. You know, if guys whipping the ball in, you can get corner kicks from anywhere. Okay, but really it's meant as a way of restarting play. So you have to have both hands on the ball, and you have to bring it all the way back behind your head, and then all the way, and then in front of your head before you let go of it, and both feet have to be on the ground. Okay, so I can do it one of two ways. Okay, I can throw it in like that, all right, with both feet on the ground, or, which will ask for a little bit more coordination, I can step into it and drag my back foot, okay, and then throw it in, hopefully for some more distance, okay? So what you want to do is probably teach them the easier one first, okay? And you can just have this be part of one of your first practices, okay, how to do a throw-in. They can just do it back and forth and play catch and get lots of repetitions. And let's see, the only other part of it that I can think of right at the moment is you can't twist your body too much. I can't do this or this, okay? I can't do that. I have to basically be facing in the direction I do the throwing, okay? Any questions about that? Okay, ball, let's do when the ball goes over the end line, okay? And if I'm the purple team and I'm attacking this pug goal here, and I take a shot as an attacker and I miss the goal, okay, it becomes a goal kick for the team that's defending this pug goal, okay, the unpurple team. All right, so what they would do is they would get the ball, and they can put the ball anywhere inside of this goal area. All other players have to be outside of the goal area, okay, and it behooves you to have them kick it from up here, okay, rather than from back here. Because guess what? Not everybody can do a 6-yard kick, okay? So have them be take it from up here, and opponents, and try and coach this as best you can, is opponents need to be about 5 yards away from the ball, okay? Because at this age, guess what? You could put 3 players right there, and while that would never work in professional soccer, it sure would work with the 6-year-olds. Okay, so the opponents need to be backed 5 yards off, and you can teach that to them by saying 5 yards is about 5 steps. So, you know, right here, okay? The opposing team should be at least this far away from the kick, okay?
10 steps. That's good for safety.
Yeah, it could be.
10 steps for the little kids.
Or
Right.
maybe that marker, the WAS marker there.
Yeah,
Maybe
it could
they
be
have
right
to be,
about in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
between those two.
And that's something you'll just need to keep an eye on, okay? Because really we want them to be successful at getting the ball back into play and at least have a chance at passing the ball to my purple teammate. If you have, as an aside a little bit, if you have a dominant team and you happen to be crushing the other team, I would ask that you actually pull your players back to the half line so that I have the opportunity to pass the ball to my teammate and we get at least one touch on the ball before it becomes a free-for-all, okay? You guys understand what I'm saying there? Yeah. Sometimes that happens, you know, and then if you happen to be this player and you don't get to have any success if you're not a very good kicker yet, okay, if you got the defenders hovering all over you. So they should be 5 yards back, and if you're already up by 7 goals or whatnot, okay, try and pull them all the way back to the half line so that at least the team that you're beating can get the ball in play and try and go up the field, okay? And with that being said, we don't keep score, okay? Oftentimes the kids will keep score, but as coaches, we ask you not to keep score. and try and keep it as friendly as possible. And there's certainly no standings kept. Okay. Okay, so that's a goal kick.
Is there any Supermod rules about staying on your feet, or can they?
No slide tackling.
Okay.
Good question.
Can
No
they,
slide tackling.
Can they like slide kick or anything?
I would coach. I would try and not let them do that. Okay. If there's no one around them and they slide into their kick, and sometimes they slip and do it.
Right.
Okay. But if they're doing it intentionally, I would try and coach them out of it.
Sounds good.
Just because you're kind of asking for trouble
Right.
at this age. If there's someone else near the ball and they come sliding in.
Right. Very good.
And no offside.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do corner kicks and then I'll do offsides. All right. So now let's say that I'm defending this goal, and someone comes down and go ahead and take a shot at me. Make a real shot. Okay. And I do this. Okay. Whoops, not hard enough. I was gonna say I was hard enough. So it's off of me last as a defender of this peg goal. Okay. It then becomes a corner kick for the attacking team. Okay. So goal kicks and corner kicks only happen when the ball goes over the end line as opposed to the sideline. So then the attacking team gets to put the ball in the proximity, about a 1 yard proximity of this triangle. Okay, and kick the ball in. All right. And so hopefully their two teammates will come up and they'll try and pass the ball into a dangerous area and get a strike on goal. Okay, dangerous from a tactical. Some teams will have kids that can kick the ball all the way across the base of the goal, and some teams won't. So that's a corner kick. Oh, one other thing. In the game of soccer, and you might want to figure out if you want to pick this battle, okay? Oftentimes, they might put the ball here and think, well, I want to kick this ball with my right foot, okay? All right, not supposed to do that, okay? The flag in the real game on the corner of the field needs to stay there. So this might be an opportunity, and this can be a back burner issue, all right? Is they need to figure out a way to kick the ball in, okay, where they can't, without moving the triangle in the corner of the field, okay? And often that means you just got to put the ball on the side of the triangle that's opposite of your plant point, okay? So right, if I'm a right-footed player, I can just plant right here and kick the ball in, no problem. Okay, so then, I think actually, does anybody want to play a little bit? And it won't be long, it's just long enough to get a couple coaching points in. Okay? Sure.